Hi, everyone. I'm Tracee Dunblazier, and this is my cover chatcast. We are the Coalition of Visionary Resources, and we are the trade organization for the mind, body, spirit industry. And today, I am here with Barry Goldstein of Barry Goldstein Music. He was one of our big winners over the weekend for the 2020 COVR Visionary Awards program. We were intending to talk to him that night, and we had some technical difficulties. So I have him here today because I really want you to hear about him and his work, because he's doing some really amazing things with brain and heart coherence. So Barry, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Tracee. Thanks for having me. And I'm glad we finally got connected. And I won't say we're not going to have any technical difficulties. I'm just going to hold space that things run smooth sailing here.
Exactly.
But I'm happy to be with you today. And it was a great award ceremony as well. I was there for it. So really enjoyed it, and yourself as well.
Yeah, it was fun. Barry won the People's Choice Award was that right? The Industry Choice Award in Audio Visual for his album, The Infinite. You want to tell us a little more about that?
Sure. Well, The Infinite is really all about connecting to the vast infinite field beyond us. And it's also geared towards moving us into more heart and brain coherent states. So for those who aren't familiar with heart and brain coherence, it's really moving our heart into smooth, orderly patterns and rhythms. And when that happens, it sends out messages to our physical body as well. So some of you who are familiar with heart math know some of the studies that show that when we're in these smooth and orderly heart patterns, from feelings such as gratitude, compassion, and kindness, our EKGs show to be a steady rhythmic pattern. So if you think of our heart as kind of like the conductor in the orchestra, and all the other systems in our body are the different sections of that orchestra. When we send out smooth and orderly rhythms to the rest of our body, our digestive system, our lymphatic system, all of those are getting messages to be led by that rhythm. Right. And what happens is when the music, which is composed at about 60 beats per minute, it targets your heart at a relaxed state. And so just kind of listening to that music in the background, your breathing slows down into what we call a parasympathetic state. And that's where your body gets a chance to relax, to rejuvenate, to detox. And, our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies have the ability to recuperate during that process. So in conjunction with that, there are also specific brainwaves that are targeted that are slowing our brainwaves down as well. So it's kind of, the best of both worlds in this release. And, one affects the other, so when our heart moves to those smooth, orderly patterns and we're in these more relaxed states, our brainwaves slow down, our thought process slows down of, that thinking mind, and we're able to move more into the wisdom of our hearts and the knowing in our hearts, and connecting, with that vast, expansive, infinite field. Right. So really that's where all of the great things and the creativity and the insights happen. So that was really the intention of creating The Infinite, was for people to tap in, to this infinite field where they're moving beyond the thinking mind and into the knowing heart, where we're able to access our wisdom. So, I'm happy that it was so well received, by the industry, and also won an award for Best Vibrational Music this year. Yes. And, I think that music like this is needed, in our consciousness of what's going on in the world, not just now, but, in the past, also days to come.
How did you end up making this kind of music? Tell us a little bit about your background, and then how you ended up here.
Yeah, well, my background was as a type A, highly active New York City producer, not in this realm at all. I was producing a lot of pop, hip hop, club music. Had the privilege of working with Les Paul and achieving a Grammy with him through Best Rock Instrumental in 2005. So for me, it was kind of moving out of that stressful climate, where it took me 100 hours to create a 4-minute song. And I started, losing my love, of producing and composing music because it became a job.
Right.
So I did some research and found out that the heart at 60 beats per minute is where it was at a relaxed state, and started to take these hour-long journeys where I wasn't composing the music at all. I was really, I call it decomposing with music as opposed to composing music. And these pieces later went on to become an ambiology series. But during these compositions, I was moving to a very deep state of relaxation and in a very meditative state during the process itself. And when I started sharing them, into the world, they started being used to deliver children into the world and hospice and hospitals. And that kind of opened up my curiosity of how music could be used, as a healing mechanism and not just for art and entertainment. So that's really how it started for me.
That's amazing. Now, you won 4 different awards at the cover program, and one of them was Ignite the Heart 2 for the World Fusion music. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So very, very different from the Infinite in terms of genre. It's a very eclectic melting pot of world rhythms, Gregorian chanting, Native American drums, and it's really geared towards igniting energy. So I think a lot of us who are within these genres and also, within New Thought or New Age music, we tend to think of the heart as, the mushy, smushy heart, which is the open, expansive, loving, compassionate heart. But there's also the very brave and the very courageous heart that steps into its power to create. So Ignite the Heart is really geared towards that essence of igniting that creative vision in our hearts, sharing the giftedness that's in our heart. We all have a specific gift that we're here to share. So it's tapping into that energy, and not in a passive way. So those of you who might be familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza, a lot of the music from this CD was used for his breathing techniques that take you through the energy centers and are geared towards igniting Kundalini energy, but also working with the pineal gland and really, accessing our energy centers through specific breathing exercises that engage the body as well as the mind and the spirit. So that's what a lot of this music is really geared towards. It's geared towards moving, getting up, feeling the bass, in the music in those lower frequencies, opening up your throat to, during the chanting parts of it, and really feeling music. I think that music is very much thought of as something that happens to us. But my thought process as a composer and producer for this is that music is something that happens in us. It's already there. And when we find something that resonates and is powerful, and hits us in the heart like that, it's like, oh my God, something happened in that piece, that really, ignited me to move forward in some aspect of my beingness here. And that's what the heart is really geared towards. It's not the passive, beautiful listening and slowing down. It's really the engagement of, of giftedness and how to tap into your creative energy.
And so let's say I'm a consumer and I want to purchase your music. Where do I go to buy it?
My music is featured in iTunes and Amazon, as well as Dr. Joe Dispenza's site. That's joedispenza.com. Journey into the Heart, which was the other award that we won with Lee Harris, who's a very gifted channel, and is on Lee's site as well, which is leeharrisenergy.com. And that is really, Lee takes you on this beautiful guided journey. And the music is really more like a score, like a film score around his words that gears towards taking you to your heart's growth in different stages of your life, everywhere from the 2-year-old to the 5-year-old to the adolescent and into the grown-up, and gives you heart tools to really open up. And that's on Lee's site, and it was also a really beautiful CD.
Wonderful. And so if I'm a person who has chronic anxiety, what album of yours do I want to purchase?
Well, I would say my Ambiology series, called Ambiology 1, The Heart, has been used for anxiety. It's been used to deliver children into the world, by midwives. And it's also been used in hospice to move into life transition. So those are very,
Okay.
stressful times, or could be stressful times for anxiety, for both, for families and loved ones, or stressful during the actual process themselves. But especially in these situations that are challenging in what's going on in the world, that's great.
Right.
Another CD I have called The Heart Codes.
Mm-hmm.
That's really beautiful for tapping into, the heart's energy and the giftedness as well. And yeah, those would be the ones that I would recommend for anxiety.
And do you have a website?
Yes, BarryGoldsteinMusic.com. You can find out more about my work. I also wrote a book on all of this that actually won a COVR award a few years back for best self-help book, which is geared towards how music can be used for healing and transformation. And
Wonderful.
It's called The Secret Language of the Heart.
Wonderful. And does anybody have any questions? If anybody's watching us today, if you've got some questions, go ahead and post them up. I'm trying to put all of your information in the comments so that this is what they'll have the recording, they'll have this information, and then all of this stuff on the side.
Okay. Yeah. I also want to thank COVR. I'm sorry?
What was the book title?
The Secret Language of the Heart.
The Secret. And please forgive any spelling. Wonderful. Okay. Great. And if you had a message of any sort for people right now, because I know that you were just telling me that you were in New York for 9/11. So you have been weathering a lot of, profound storms. Do you have any something that you live by, or something that really has helped you get through a profound time?
Yeah, I mean, my big message really is, no matter how busy you are during your day, that it's really easy to implement your own music program to create transformation. So if you are listening, to really remember that music is not just art and entertainment, but it's a tool that can be used during challenging times. And
Right.
if you just start with the premise that music is like nourishment, like we take in 3 meals during our day,
Right.
we have the ability to nourish ourselves with music. Think about that as creating a program 3 times during your day. When you wake up in the morning, pick a song that's going to set the intention and the sacredness, or whatever's going on in your day, whether it's you needing to relax or you're in a leadership role, whatever that may be. Start your day with a song to set that space. During lunch, get up from out behind that computer.
Yeah.
I like to call them musical vacations. Take a 5-minute musical vacation and either move and get up to some drumming music, or listen to music from a different part of the world.
Yeah.
That takes you to another place outside of your own environment. And then in the evening, take the time to wind down before you go to sleep and listen to a piece of soft and gentle music. And so that you can process your day more fully, and you can move into sleep being a more sacred time, so that you're not starting your day over in that same old energy. And I
Right.
think that you'll find, if you incorporate those 3 times a day to
Mm-hmm.
create your own musical program, that your healing experiences with music will not just be random things that
Right.
happen to you, but you'll become what I call the DJ of your own life. And you
Right.
begin to program your own transformation. And that's where music becomes more powerful.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion, and thank you for that. And thank you so much for being here, and congratulations for all of this beautiful work and the awards that you won for it. The acknowledgement is absolutely due you, and thank you again for being with us, and thank you everybody at Cover for tuning in and watching our video whenever you do that. I'm Tracee Dunblazier, and this has been the Cover Chatcast.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you guys, Cover, and you, Tracee, and Karen Stuth, and INATS as well, for every year for creating these awards and allowing people to be exposed to all this wonderful work of everyone that was there and entered and received, awards, but everyone who just wanted to share their work. The work is really important that you guys are sharing, and I hope that you continue to expand and grow and have fun with this every year.
Yes,
So thank you.
thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks.